As always, it is so great to have you here, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there. Anyways, today we're making one of the most iconic dishes that hail from Spain, paella. However, the version we're making doesn't contain fish or meat. That way it's a dish that everybody can enjoy, yet still packed with a ton of Spanish flavors. We're talking a vegetable paella with peppers and zucchini. And let me tell you, this paella is filled with layer upon layer of so much Spanish goodness. It's easy to make, where there's no tricky techniques or special equipment needed. And the best part is all done in about 40 minutes using just one pan. Folks, this is the perfect dish for a busy weeknight or even for a relaxed weekend lunch. Either way, make sure to serve it next to a crunchy baguette and a bottle of Spanish red wine. More specifically from the region of Utierrequena, you're gonna have yourself the best moment of your day. All right, let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna heat a paella pan with a medium heat. The size of the pan I'm using is 12 inches in diameter, which is 30 centimeters. And I'm gonna add in a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is 60 milliliters. And I tell you, if you don't have a paella pan, no big deal. You can use a standard large fry pan. While the oil is heating, I'm gonna finely chop one small onion, roughly chop 5 cloves of garlic, cut 1 red bell pepper into thin strips, and cut 1 small zucchini into thin rounds. Then we'll add the chopped ingredients into the hot paella pan. And we'll mix them around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. And as you know, I like to mix this around continuously, that way everything evenly sautés. After 3 to 4 minutes, and the ingredients are lightly sautéed, I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix until it's well mixed together. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with paprika in a hot pan, you want to mix it in there quickly, otherwise it can easily get a bitter flavor. Then we'll add in half a cup of tomato sauce, which is 120 grams. As always, I made my sauce by finely grating fresh tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomato sauce here, which is very similar to passata. And we'll season everything with sea salt and just a kiss of freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together and then simmer it for a few minutes. While the tomato sauce is simmering, I'm going to drain a can of butter beans into a colander and rinse the beans under some water. The size of the can that I'm using is 15.5 ounces, which is 440 grams. And I tell you, if you can't find butter beans in your area, you can sub them for any other type of white bean. After simmering the tomato sauce for about 4 minutes and it's slightly thickened, we'll add in the drained butter beans, along with 3 cups of vegetable broth, which is 720 milliliters. You can also use chicken broth here, or even water if you like. Either way, link on how to make my homemade veggie broth in the description box below. Pinch in a quarter teaspoon of saffron threads, which is 0.17 grams. Link where you can get the Spanish golden saffron I'm using, which is essential in this recipe, in the description box below as well. And 1 sprig of fresh rosemary. Then we'll turn it up to a high heat, give it a gentle mix, and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, it's time to add in the rice. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of rice, which is about 200 grams, and add it into the pan. I'm using a Spanish round rice here, which is the one that's typically used to make paella, which is very similar to arborio. Of course, you can use whatever rice you like here, just make sure to check the rice package instructions. That way your liquid to rice ratios and your cooking times are right on the money. And we'll give it 1 final mix. That way all the ingredients are evenly distributed. And like I've told you in the past, when you're making paella, if you overmix the rice, it's going to start releasing its starch and lose its beautiful texture. And we're going to simmer this between 9 to 10 minutes on a high heat, once again without mixing the rice. After simmering the rice for about 10 minutes, you can see the majority of the broth has been absorbed by the rice, but there's still some liquid left. We'll lower the fire to a low-medium heat, and we're going to simmer this for another 6 to 8 minutes or until all the broth has been absorbed. After 6 to 8 minutes, and there's virtually no broth left in the pan, it's time to achieve the socorat, which is that famous layer of caramelized burnt rice underneath. I'm going to hit this to a medium-high heat and go between 2 to 3 minutes. Then remove the paella pan from the heat, and we'll cover it with foil paper and a dishcloth and let it sit there for a few minutes. You know, by trapping that steam in there, it's going to ensure that each grain of rice is perfectly cooked through. After about 3 minutes, we'll uncover the pan and garnish with some lemon wedges. Check it out, our vegetable paella with peppers and zucchini is done. Easy to make, heart-healthy ingredients, and all done in about 40 minutes using just one pan. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Check it out, folks. Una paella de verduras con pimientos y calabacín. This I am so excited to try. Moment of truth. Here we go. That was a huge bite. Hallelujah. That is absolutely delicious. The rice is beautifully cooked. Absorbed all the flavors in the pan, the saffron, the paprika, and the rosemary. The butter beans had a nice hearty texture, and of course those vegetables that lift of goodness. With the zucchini and the red bell peppers really shining through. Easy to make, heart healthy. Give it a try. Once again, next to a crunchy baguette and a bottle of Spanish red wine from the beautiful region of Tierra Cana, you have yourself the best moment of your day. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Rob Haskins, Daniela Brandt, and Bruce Licks. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.